Okay guys, Bernardo Faria here. Guys, huge honor for me to let you know that I just started a new instructional series which is called Jiu-Jitsu for Old Guys. And the first instruction that I built in this series, it's the borrow game, half guard and close guard. So guys, I grew up in my Jiu-Jitsu career hearing a lot of people saying that my Jiu-Jitsu was great for the older guys. And this was organically, I never planned that. But I started thinking more and more and more, and it really makes sense, you know, because when I'm on board, I'm either playing half guard or playing close guard. And I truly believe that if you are getting older, those are two great games for you. Why? Because it's two styles that you can completely lock your opponent, and you can take your time to figure out how you're gonna attack him. So there's a lot of guards that you can't take so much time. You gotta figure out something quick. So for example, if you're in the X guard, you can't like hang there for very long. You gotta figure out something quick. Close guard and half guard is the type of game that you can take your time. And most of my sweeps from the half guard, for example, I ended up passing my opponent's guard from the knees. So I finish the sweep on my knees, and then I start passing from there. So I would almost challenge you to pay attention on your jiu-jitsu class, and pay attention like when someone is like in the late 30s, 40s, or maybe 50s, most of the times they are on board, they're either trying to close the guard or they're playing half guard. And when they're on top, most of the times they're passing the guard from the knees, okay? Which is exactly the type of game that I played on my entire career, that I built my career on, that I branded myself about it. And so the idea of this instructor was to put together close guard and half guard, and how you can really like connect both. Because most of the times in my career, I would either pull close guard or pull half guard. But if one of those two didn't work, I would go back to the other one. So I don't know how many times I fought against opponents that they knew I would pull half guard, and instead I went to the close guard first, and then I set up my half guard. Or the opposite. I pull half guard first, my half guard was not working, and then I went to the close guard. But let me show you some examples of what I'm talking about, guys. So for example, let's imagine I'm fighting against my opponent and I'm playing the knee shields, okay? And I'm not being able to sweep him on any way. I'm not being able to get a single leg half guard. I'm not being able to get the deep half guard. Guys, look how easy it would be to go to the close guard from here. All I have to do is to lift my shields, okay? Create a little bit of a distance, keep this hand as a frame, and because I lifted my shields over there, now I have a free space here to bring my leg and close the guard. And once I close the guard, look how easy it would be to go to like loop choke, regular choke, omoplata, and a lot of other attacks. So pay attention again, I was on my knee shields, I was trying to attack him, nothing was working, this and that. So all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna lift my shields, I'm gonna create a distance, I'm gonna pull my leg, I'm gonna close my guard and bring him to me, and I can go straight to loop choke, can go to regular choke, I can go to omoplata, which was one of my favorite attacks, and etc, etc, etc. That's one example. But for example, let's imagine that my opponent got my half guard, flattened me out over here, and I was not able to use the Faria sweep. I can always set up a bridge. He's gonna open his base. Once he opens his base, I got the close guard. Let's imagine that he stood up to open my guard. He stood up to open my guard. He's gonna start pushing my leg down. Instead of wait for him, I'm gonna go there and I'm gonna set up my deep half guard. Okay, and I got my deep half guard over here. So all I'm trying to point out here is that half guard and close guard are two great variations. It's two great games that you can use against any athletic, young, fast opponent and lock them down on something. Pay attention to this, like I'm in the deep half guard. I'm locking his leg, okay? When I'm in the single leg half guard, I'm locking his leg. It doesn't matter how fast he is. It doesn't matter how athletic he is. I'm in the knee shields. I have him stuck over here. It's gonna be hard for him to move, right? I have him on my close guard. He is stuck. He can't move. So I really try to teach this whole instructional imagining that who is watching, it's older, and imagine that you're not as athletic anymore, you are not as explosive anymore, you don't have so much cardio. So how should you think? So I was even telling Zach that these instructions being almost like a mix of like techniques and mindset, because even in my case, like nowadays, I'm not training as I used to anymore, right? Especially like running IBJJF Fanatics, and so every time I'm training, I'm always thinking like, how can I save energy? I don't have too much energy anymore. I don't have too much cardio. So how should I approach Jiu-Jitsu in order to last longer? What should I do? And I truly believe that it comes down to a system, to a sequence, to a combination of moves. When I was younger and I was competing, I kind of could rely a little on athleticism. So for example, I would go to single leg half guard and I would believe that my opponent would get tired defending the single leg before I would, and because he got tired, I would finish the sweep. Or maybe the over-under pass, I would drain his energy, and then once he gets tired, I pass. Nowadays, I have to think different, you know, like I don't have this energy anymore. So my mindset's more like I'm gonna go to the half guard. If the half guard doesn't work, I'm gonna go to the close guard. And then I'm gonna attack him from close guard. If close guard doesn't work, I come back to half guard. But I'm always trying to find gaps. Where can I find one gap to attack my opponent? So this is kind of like the mindset and the sequence that I wanna bring to you guys. So I try to make this instructional almost like a template that you can follow, right? So instead of teaching like 1,000 techniques in this instructional, I try to teach you like my favorite moves on half guard, on close guard, how to make the transition between half guard to close guard, between close guard to half guard, how to start the match and go to half guard. If half guard fails, you go to close guard, how to start the match in close guard and go to half guard, and that kind of stuff. So truly believe that in order for us to last longer on the mat, in order for us to be able to beat a younger, faster athlete, we gotta be able to lock him down, have a good sequence of moves, and think about the steps that we need in order to achieve that. We cannot rely on physical ability, you know, like we gotta be able to have some sort of system to apply there. So really hope you guys enjoyed, and it's gonna come out very soon at IBJJFanatics.com. Maybe by the time you're watching, it's already there. And that's about it, guys. I hope you guys enjoy. So Jiu-Jitsu for older guys. The first volume is gonna be bottom game, half guard and close guard. So make sure to check that out at IBJJFanatics.com. Maybe by the time you're watching, it's already there. Thank you, Zach. Awesome. Please help me out to grow my YouTube channel. Just click subscribe. And to watch more videos, just click under see more videos. I hope you enjoyed.
IBJJFanatics.com. Use the promo code YouTube Faria to get 10% off any instructional video. Improve your jiu-jitsu faster.